So I have chosen to do Goal the Dream Begins as my film. Contents page. Slide 1 is the film synopsis. Slide 2, film trailer. Slide 3 is we're talking about globalisation. Slide 4 is a supporting clip of evidence in globalisation. Slide 5 is globalisation. Slide 6 is racism. Slide 7 is supporting film clip evidencing racism. Slide 8 is racism. Slide 9 is football as a vehicle for change. Slide 10 is evidencing football as a vehicle for change. Slide 11 is football as a vehicle for change. Slide 12 is conclusion. 13 is discussion questions, and the last slide is references. So here's the synopsis. The overview of the film. Goal the Dream Begins is a 2005 sports drama film directed by Danny Cannon, starring Kuna Rebecca, in the title role Santiago Muñoz. It chronicles the coming of age of a young man whose fortunes from a deprived background change when offered the chance of a trial at Newcastle United, then of the Premier League. The film encompasses the trials and tribulations symbolic of citizens originating from the third world countries like Mexico, where Muñoz is shown to have originated from. Metaphorically, there's a draw to the idea that although dreams may at first seem unattainable and unrealistic, through passion, belief and commitment, they can be achieved. As a result, the film is hugely uplifting and exciting.
What's your name, son? Santiago Muñoz. If you get yourself to England, Newcastle United will give you a trial. That's a big club. Very big club.
It's okay to have dreams, son, but people like us have to work for a living.
There's always plan B. We win the lottery.
Now, for his family,
You deserve this chance, Santiago. Take it.
he'll pursue a dream 6,000 miles from home.
I have a tryout for Newcastle United.
You want to lay off the black pudding?
What is it exactly?
You don't want to know. This spring,
He's jet-lagged, nervous. He's never seen much before.
So I'm just going to play you a short clip of the trailer for the film. So the first issue I wanted to raise was globalisation. In the 1992-93 season, only 30 of the 242 players playing in the Premier League were not British or Irish. This number in the 98-99 season rose to 171 players from 32 different countries, an increase that's been seen every year since the Premier League's inception in 1992. The cause of this is understood to be the globalisation experienced by competitions such as the Premier League through the sale of TV rights, exchange to ownership structures, and indirectly by the commercial exploitation of brand loyalty. From 1992 to 97, revenue is said to be 191 million. However, this increased to 670 million from the 1997 to 2001 season, and then into the billions the following years, indicating direct correlation between ever-increasing commercialisation and ever-increasing intake of foreign players. The newfound wealth in turn allowed clubs to look further afield for players, a process known as football labour migration. The film highlights this through the character Glenn Foy, a former football player and part-time scout.
Santiago, Santiago! Vámonos, pásala, pásala.
Échala. He's quite a player.
Oh, yes, he is.
Here's a video evidencing globalisation from a scout from England in America looking to scout players. Clubs and the league's governing bodies to which they play under have an ever-increasing global outlook and drive to achieve mass globalisation. Through the perception of wealth and prosperity that is aligned to achieving this, a cycle has somewhat developed in that clubs are becoming ever more reliant on young, perceived to be highly gifted players from around the world in the hope of improving the clubs and leagues to make them more attractive to a global audience. Muniz' journey to Newcastle United is evidence of a world system approach used by many clubs named dependent development, in which mechanisms, in this case players, are redistributed from semi-professional, i.e. Latin America, to the core, i.e. Europe. The next issue and theme I wanted to raise was racism. Santiago experiences racism at the hands of Newcastle United captain Gavin Harris, who commented on the Mexican food making him unwell, referencing to Santiago as being Southman. Although the film highlights the issues of racism, it does little in the way of opposing it. The use of racism within the film is tokenistic, as it is usually swept under the carpet after it is first raised, and seems to be suppressed in the film, and which is not representative of the plight of racism many immigrants experience on regular occurrence.
Hey, Sonny, I've been to Mexico once, you know. Yeah? You like it? Gave me the shits for a week.
Racism is said to have returned in recent years, however, many argue it never left football. The argument that it left allowed racism to go unchallenged and manifest. Many prevalent figures and leading bodies within football refuse the idea that football is meritocratic, meaning one's success is determined by their ability, not by their social, economic or ethnic status. However, due to many outdated procedures used within football, such as word-of-mouth networking recruitment procedures, as seen in the film through the two agent conversations, it is no surprise racism is occurring. The idea Vulvan puts forth is that racism is passed as a result of liberal capitalism, suggesting people are judged on character, not race, something the film proves to be false. It further suggests humanity is neoliberal visualization, inferring the world has cleansed itself of racism, another inaccuracy. Despite the plethora of anti-racist campaigns in recent years, especially leading up to a film's release in 2005, racism is said to be present at grassroots and professional level, a damning indictment to the effectiveness of bodies such as Commission on Racial Equality, who informed the Kick It Out campaign. The next theme and issue I wanted to raise was using football as a vehicle for change. Football is said to have the capacity of playing a positive role in local development, social inclusion and fostering of tolerance and talent, giving players like Santiago opportunities that would be unattainable if it were not for football. Santiago is shown to crave social economic prosperity aligned through football, a shift that is shown through Santiago transitioning from a deprived background to a wealthy one by the close of the film. Being thrust onto the global stage as Santiago was, it is said to often facilitate dislocation of players from their natural environment, with many players struggling to adapt to their new surroundings, often experiencing a change in socialisation and their personal embodiment, becoming more self-aware of their celebrity status and consumerism, for example.
Nice party, man.
It's like a party. Come on, follow me. Upstairs again. This is the party.
Hello, boys.
Empty your boots, son. It's your birthday.
Shame on us.
This clip highlights the difference and impact football has made to Santiago's life. The intentions of using football for the prosperity and social change it can bring can can become misguided, as shown in the film, when Santiago appears to take advantage of his newfound fame on a night out, and he's caught up in a media storm. What this highlights is the responsibility aligned to players in using football as a platform for positivity and not negativity. The film draws upon the idea that players are being seen as conglomerations of brand, identity, and public emotions, as Santiago is often seen wearing Adidas to the joy of fans through the way he plays. The film addresses several issues characterising the modern sports narrative, including multinational identities and internationalisation. There are several other prevalent themes, including cultural values, self-identity, and the American dream. The film is narratively triumphant, masking the crux of some of the issues highlighted, and fails to explore some of the systematic issues of the films raised. The film is carefully balanced, however, and does address sensitive issues that others might not raise. So I have devised 5 discussion questions. Number 1, what other issues or themes does the film highlight? Number 2, is the film representative of football now, and are the issues and films raised still prevalent and present 15 years since the film release? Number 3, why do you believe sports are being ever more globalised and commercialised? Number 4, do you believe the film to be representative of the experiences of players from abroad coming to play in the UK? And number 5, how did the film make you feel, and what can be drawn from it? And finally, here is my references page. Thank you for watching.